I'm Sean Paul.
And I'm Juliana Fay.
We love intriguing phenomena, the kind of things that make you shudder in the night.
He's the consummate showman.
And she hears ghosts.
Together, we cross the boundary between ordinary life and extraordinary experience.
We love to investigate mysterious happenings. Think of us as magic's real Mulder and Scully. Today we're talking about the White House.
It's one of the most haunted buildings in America.
We go to spooky locations and uncover unsettling circumstances that make you wonder, is this the edge of reality? Last time we were on Fool Us, we explored the bizarre with our remarkable mind-reading monkey. You show me some respect. That is...
This time, it's just us and some lost souls.
A seance you'll never forget. Penn, Teller, take a trip with us into the spirit realm.
Please welcome the otherworldly magic of Sean Paul and Juliana Fay.
Thank you, Penn and Teller. It is a thrill to be here with you today, especially because of a fact we recently discovered. This theater was built for you about 20 years ago, is that correct?
A little longer, but yeah, about that.
Okay, well, something you may not be aware of, this building sits atop ancient magician burial grounds. Yes, and then naturally that means...
Your theater is haunted.
Yes, and not by just any magician, but by the great FOOLDINI himself.
Fortunately, we are experts in paranormal activity, but we need to enlist your help. You, as the current residents of this haunted location, if you can identify 3 facts about FOOLDINI's death, he will be free to move on to the afterlife he so richly deserves.
Of course, it's worth mentioning. Since this is your theater, it's your problem. But we're here to help. Let's get started with Allison. Could you help us, Allison?
Sure.
Go ahead and have a seat here. This is FOOLDINI's diary. It was extracted from his cold, dead hands. It's a record of words and ideas that inspired his many illusions and shows. What I'd like you to do is hold your hand out flat. I'll put your other hand on top. Go into a soft trance. Let FOOLDINI, the spirit of him, guide your thumb to the exact page of his choosing. When you have it, open it up. Look at that word. Do you have it?
Yes.
Good. I want you to write that word down big and bold for our audience in the event that we are successful. Write it down big and bold. If we can learn this last dying word, it will help us set him free. We believe that last dying word to be on one of these pages.
Okay.
I'll take the pen. Rip that piece of paper off the pad, but don't let anybody see it. Press it up against your chest or something like that. Fantastic. Good.
This diary was unsealed from a box of evidence. Inside are more artifacts that were found in and around FOOLDINI's gravesite. We believe that one of the remaining bagged items is the murder weapon.
And we'll get to that in a moment. But Teller, we know that FOOLDINI died sometime in the 1800s. In order to help him move out of your theater, we need to know the precise date. You know a lot about magic history, right? We're hoping that that knowledge will help us get the exact year. So what I'd like you to do, just like Allison did, write down the year in the 1800s that you believe he perished. I'll get you started here. 18 what? It's just 2 digits. I'll take the pen. Please rip the piece of paper off the pad. As Allison did, press it up against your chest so you can keep it private. Nobody gets to see that. Thank you. Please, Penn, now it's time to take this to the next step. Let's identify the murder weapon. We are convinced in this box of evidence lies the actual murder weapon. But what was it exactly that took him out? You gentlemen know how dangerous a business this is.
I do.
Yes. Could have been a bullet catch.
Oh, my goodness.
You know something about that, don't you? Well, it could have been the card staff, right? Could have been strangulation by linking rings. Or maybe somebody just got him.
By the sponge balls.
It happens, right? So what we've got here, let me just lead them in your direction. And I'd like you to let the spirits guide your hand as you select one of those bagged items. Do you have one?
I do.
Show it to the audience over your shoulder, if you would. Great. Now the time has come to contact the spirit of Fooldini, and we will see if Penn, Teller, and Allison have correctly identified details about his death. Juliana Fay. How did Fooldini die? What killed him?
Linking rings. Fooldini died by linking rings.
Penn, tell us, what was the item you chose?
Linking rings.
Fantastic. Great job, Penn. 1 down, 2 to go. Teller, you wrote down a year that you believe he passed. What was the year, Juliana Fay?
I think I'm hearing 1869.
Will you show us? 1869. Now, one thing left, Allison, no pressure. If you correctly identified the word, he will cross over and leave. But if you haven't, he will haunt this building for the rest of your magical days. What is he saying, Juliana Fay?
I can't quite hear anything. I think we're gonna have to try something different. His spirit has ghosted me.
Well, what do we have here? Great spirit of Fooldini, if we can identify your last dying word, will you leave this theater and haunt it no more?
That's a yes.
Oh, that's really nice.
It's a message from the other side, from Fooldini. Allison, you chose a word. Nobody saw it. Will you please join us? I would like you to say and show everybody the last passing word.
Good night.
It's a match. Fooldini, be gone.
Oh, Sean Paul and Juliana Fay. Hi. Well, that's so nice of you guys to clean the theater for us.
Oh, it's the least we can do. Who are you going to call, right?
Right,
That's
exactly. So how do you become experts in paranormal activity?
I think that when you're younger, you get interested in ghosts. As little girls, having parties and trying to levitate one another.
Definitely. Oh, yeah. The, like, stiff as a board
Yes.
or whatever? So are all your performances haunted like the one you just did?
We do a wonderful experiment with voodoo, right?
Wow.
Sean has stopped his heart before on stage.
Yes, and we bring out a medical professional, and they're feeling the heart rate, and it stops. They're ringing a bell to let the audience know. And then, how do you resuscitate me?
With a bear trap.
Snap it right on my hand.
Oh, my
Yes.
word.
Then I wake up.
I'm really glad you didn't do that trick tonight because
Yes.
I might have passed out.
Well,
Yeah.
the bottom line is not to make people believe in anything, but just having a great time.
All right, let's go to Penn and Teller and see if you can spirit away a trophy.
Okay.
Hey, Sean Paul. Hey, Juliana. Really, really good, because Teller and I, as you know, we're very skeptical of a lot of paranormal stuff.
Sure.
But we have been so annoyed by that ghost that has been in this theater of Fooldini. And now that ghost is gone. What a wonderful routine, and just the right level of playful and still mysterious and wonderful and really good tricks in there. To think of doing kind of the same thing but with different methods, that was really, really terrific. And although you were talking about this being back in the 19th century, this act couldn't be done in the 19th century. This is really state-of-the-art, modern stuff, done beautifully, used beautifully, and really concealed. And that mixture is always very, very nice and really, really smart. And the way you work together and communicate with one another while you're doing it is just great. And your whole approach is a team, We love teams. But we got the impression that you didn't fool us, although ending with the red ashes, which is something I'd never seen, but Teller knew. The red ashes thing is just beautiful. And the way that works in with the selection of Allison at the beginning is really, really wonderful. We just loved it, but we don't think you fooled us.
Was that clear enough to you? Do they know your secrets?
I think so.
Okay.
It's clear.
Well, you didn't fool them, but you certainly entertained and cleaned the house.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you for getting rid of it.
Sean Paul and Juliana Fay. More fantastic.